Hello and welcome to this mixed general knowledge quiz game. There's 7 rounds of 5 questions each, then a bonus round, and then you'll face the final challenge. And this is how the game is played. Your challenge is score 50 points or more from the rounds and then face the star questions. If you can score 50 or more, you'll have a choice. Take on just 1 star question, beat it, and become a Quizamp champ. Or take on all 3 star questions, and if you can get them all right, you'll be a mega quiz champ. The ultimate Quizamp title. Use a pen and paper to keep your score, or just play along for fun. Okay, so I hope you're up for the challenge. Let's start with the first round, which is Who Said? These are all based on famous speeches or quotes. And as this is a multiple choice round, the scoring for this round is 2 points if you get the correct answer before I give you the choices, or 1 point if you need the choices. For other rounds, if the scoring differs to that, I'll let you know before we play. So let's play Who Said? Who delivered the I Have a Dream speech? Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X? That was Martin Luther King Jr. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country was which US president? Franklin D. Roosevelt, Richard Nixon or John F. Kennedy? That was John F. Kennedy. Who delivered the famous "We shall fight on the beaches" speech? George S. Patton, Winston Churchill or Neville Chamberlain? That was Winston Churchill. Who demanded, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall"? Was that Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan or Jimmy Carter? That was Ronald Reagan. Which philosopher said, "The unexamined life is not worth living"? Was that Plato, Aristotle or Socrates? That was Socrates. Our next round is Name the Sport. Now I know not everybody's a sports fan, but don't worry, these are quite generic, so you should be okay. I'm going to give you 2 clues. If you can guess the sport from the first clue, give yourself 2 points. If you can guess it from the second clue, it's 1 point or no points if you can't guess it. So let's play Name the Sport. Invented in England during the late 19th century and is played on a flat table. A lightweight hollow ball is propelled back and forth across a net. That is table tennis. This sport involves sliding stones across ice towards a target. Players use brooms to influence the stone's path. That is curling. This game starts with 22 balls on a large green baize table. The black ball is the highest scoring ball. That is snooker. Teams of 7 players use a floating ball. Played in a pool, usually 3 meters deep. That is water polo. This empty-hand sport originated in Japan. A martial art focusing on strikes, kicks and blocks. That is karate. Your next round is a picture round. It's normally called Which One Is, but just to change things up a bit, this time it's called Which One Is Not. As it's a picture round, there's no clues, so it's just 2 points if you can get the correct answer. So let's play Which One Is Not? Which one is not located in Asia? That's C, which is in Barcelona, Europe. Which one is not a marsupial? That's B, the platypus. Which one was not invented in the 19th century? At C, the sextant. Which one is not botanically a root vegetable? At A, the potato, which is a tuber. Which one is not a primate? That's B, the sloth. Did any of you miss potato? If you did, drop the word potato in the comments down below. Our next round is called Tricky Questions, probably because I couldn't think of a better name for it. It's a multiple choice round, so again, 2 points if you get the correct answer before you get the options, or 1 point if you need the options. Let's play some tricky questions. Which year immediately followed the year 1 BC? Zero BC, AD 0 or AD 1? It was AD 1. What speed must you average to drive 40 miles in 40 minutes? (40, 60 or 80 miles per hour? The correct choice there, 60 miles per hour. What common household appliance contains a magnetron? A microwave oven, washing machine, or a vacuum cleaner? That's part of a microwave oven. What is the sum of all the interior angles in any triangle? (45, 90 or 180 degrees? It is 180. How many atoms are there in a single water molecule? One, 2 or 3? There are 3. Our next round is another picture round. There's no clues, so it's just 2 points if you know the correct answer, and all the questions are based on Under the Sea, which is widely known as the garbage can of the sea. That's A, the tiger shark. Which becomes a Japanese delicacy called fugu? That's B, the pufferfish. Which belongs to the family Delphinidae? That's B, orca. Which of these has a brain and heart? That's C, the shrimp. Which is closely related to arachnids such as spiders and scorpions? That's A, the horseshoe crab. If you answered lobster for that last question, then comment down below with lobster, and I really hope I get some comments that say potato lobster, but we'll see. Round 6 is about stars, and don't worry, it's not celebrities, it's the stars in the sky. What is our sun mostly made of? Hydrogen, helium or carbon? The answer, hydrogen. What is the closest star to the Sun? Sirius, Proxima Centauri or Betelgeuse? It is Proxima Centauri. What is a group of stars forming a recognised pattern in the sky called? A galaxy, solar system or constellation? That is constellation. What is the most dense type of star known as? A red giant, neutron star or white dwarf? It is a neutron star. The formation of which element in massive stars causes them to go supernova?
Iron, lead or gold? It is iron.
The subject for round 7 is books.
Which fictional character is famously associated with living in Notre Dame Cathedral? Tintin, Asterix or Quasimodo? The answer, Quasimodo. Man Friday is a character from which famous novel? Robinson Crusoe, Gulliver's Travels or 7 Years in Tibet? He's in Robinson Crusoe. In Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which animal does Alice follow at the start of the story? The Cheshire Cat, White Rabbit or Dormouse? She follows the White Rabbit. Which novel includes Or the Modern Prometheus in its full title? Dracula, Carrie or Frankenstein? That's the full title of Frankenstein. Robert James Waller's best-selling romance novel is The Bridges of which county? Madison, Washington or Clay? The correct one there is Madison County.
Okay, so now let's change things up a bit and play the bonus round. I'm going to give you 20 questions, they're worth 1 point each, and for these ones, we'll review the answers when we get to the end of the round. So here are your bonus questions.
Does a squid have bones? Yes or no? Arborio is a variety of rice or pasta. Where is the island of Honshu? Japan or Malaysia? Where is your femoral artery? In your neck or thigh? Who painted The Creation of Adam? Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo? How many mummies have been found in the Great Pyramid of Giza? None or 3? The dice throwing game is called crabs or craps. What city has the most Michelin-starred restaurants in the world? Tokyo or Paris? The Billie Jean King Cup is awarded in hockey or tennis? Which is the lightest chemical element? The male bees sting, yes or no? Who was the lead singer of The Doors? What is made in a tannery? Coins or leather? Who played Mad Max in the 1979 film? What colour is wasabi? Which term means consuming energy? Exothermic or endothermic? An extra rare steak is referred to as blue or green. Planes generally take longer to fly when travelling west in the northern hemisphere. Is that true or false? Frescoes are painted onto canvas or plaster. What was a penny farthing? A bicycle or airplane?
So did anybody know all of those? Let's check the answers and see how many points you've picked up.
Squid don't have bones. Arborio is rice. Honshu is in Japan. That artery is in your thigh. The Creation of Adam was by Michelangelo. There have been no mummies found in the Great Pyramid of Giza. The dice throwing game is craps. The most Michelin-starred restaurants is Tokyo. The Billie Jean King Cup is in tennis. The lightest element is hydrogen. Male bees don't sting. The lead singer of The Doors, Jim Morrison. Made in a tannery is leather. Mad Max was Mel Gibson. Wasabi is green. Consuming energy, endothermic. Extra rare steak is blue. Taking longer to fly west in the northern hemisphere, that's true. Frescoes are painted on plaster. A penny farthing was a bicycle.
So now I've got one final challenge for you, and that is to take on and try and beat the star questions. I'm going to give you a choice: either play one star question. If you get this correct, you'll be a Quizamp quiz champ, or play all three, and if you get all three correct, you'll be a Quizamp mega champ, the ultimate Quizamp title. Okay, so are you going to play for quiz champ or mega champ? Before you make that final decision, let's check and see what the subjects are for this week's star questions.
We have mining, musical origins, and ancient world.
Okay, a bit of an odd one there, mining, but don't be put off by that. I think a lot of you will know the answer to that one, so I think you should play all three. Go for it. What have you got to lose? Nothing. What have you got to win? Nothing either, because there's no prizes in this quiz, but it's just for fun. So make your final decision and let's play the star questions.
Which bird was historically used in coal mines to detect toxic gases? In which country did mariachi music originate? Which of the 7 wonders of the ancient world is the only one still standing today?
So are you a quiz champ or a mega champ? Let's check the answers and find out.
Used in coal mines, the canary. Mariachi originated in Mexico. The only one still standing, the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Okay, so if you've enjoyed this quiz, please give it a thumbs up to let me know. And just to let you know, I've got hundreds of other quiz videos across both of my channels. If you haven't played all of those, don't wait for the next one to come out in a couple of weeks' time. Go back and play some of those. I'll put a link on the screen for you of ones I think you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.